Hello, welcome to the Believe series. Today I am here with Kelly Beischel. Let me tell you all about Kelly. Kelly is an executive coach with us, but before she was an executive coach, she's had so many cool things that she's done. She has a PhD in nursing education, and her thesis was on research on anxiety and the effect of that on learning, as well as power differentials and the effect of that on safety in the medical workspace. She's also taught at a university for 11 years. So in addition to executive coaching and consulting, she's a professor. So you're getting all of that in one package today. And today we are talking about going slow to go fast. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Senya.
Kelly, I'm going to start with my favorite question for these series. What is it that you believe to be true that others in your field may not agree with you about?
The fact that, and I think there are a lot of people who in my field in coaching that believe this, but I don't know how much we really do it, is slowing down to speed up. So really using mindfulness techniques to slow our brain, to slow our body, to get into our body, to become aware so that we can do our best work. Because when we get busy, we go, and without thought. Right? And we become real reactive. And in reality, when we're busy, we need to slow down. And that is different than what we typically think about.
And why is this so important?
Because if we have mindfulness interventions, and I'm going to talk to you about a few of those today, that it improves our mental and physical health. So it puts us in the best possible light to be able to get that work done. And it decreases, they have found in the medical field, it decreases burnout in physicians specifically. And it's compared to other psychological interventions. And this is something you can do in minutes a day and at home with no equipment.
So take us there, Kelly, please. What is it that we should do to slow down in order to speed up?
Yeah. So engaging in some mindfulness interventions, and mindfulness, Jon Kabat-Zinn defines it as, and I'm going to read this, as awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, often in the service of self-understanding and wisdom. And so it's awareness that rises through paying attention on purpose. We can do things to become mindful of the very moment, in the moment, and really kind of slow down our central nervous system that's agitated. And by doing dishes. So when you're doing dishes, put your hands under the running water and be really present to feel that and get your senses really in there. Feel the soap suds. Just take a few seconds, and that will get you to the present moment versus worry, which gets you into future thinking, like what if. It can really bring you back to the very moment. If you are able to dig your feet into the sand and just get your toes in there, or into the carpet, right? Or into real soft sheets or anything to get your body really engaged in the moment. And that's just a mindfulness moment that then helps to calm your nervous system.
I encourage you who are listening to us and watching us to notice what your feet feel. Do they feel your socks? My feet happen to be on 2 yoga blocks. Do they feel that? Do they feel a carpet? Do they feel the hardwood floor? What do your feet feel? I think that's so practical what you're bringing to us, Kelly. You're not saying go sit for 45 minutes and chant. You're not saying turn on this specific music because that's the only thing that'll get your heart rhythm and your brain rhythm correct. You're just saying feel what is around you.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes we need cues to get us to remember to do that, right? So you could set an alarm and then, just have it ding. And when you hear that, you become, how am I sitting in my chair? Where are my feet? How am I grounded in the moment? And then, connect it with other practices so that then it becomes something you do and it's not a real big deal. before I start coaching, we always get into the mindfulness moment and where are their feet, and, you know, feel them in the ground and in the present, so that they're not worried about the past and they're not worried about the future, that we're right here together.
Even just you describing this, your feet in the sand, your feet on the carpet, getting your hands sudsy, that just, even just the description is more methodical and calming in that sense. I'm going to be a devil's advocate today, because I buy into the mindfulness, but I'm going to specifically, I'll put the description up again. I'm going to ask about the connection. So we're talking about slowing down to speed up, but how fast can I see the results? Or I'm feeling my feet on the carpet. How will that make me a better interviewer with you right now? Or how will that give me better mind space for writing the strategic email I need to write? How will the specific action you're describing actually lead to that speeding up or better performance?
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Because then you can engage your prefrontal cortex. You can focus better. You're more aware, and it's with that that non-judgment, and that's a big part of it, right? So you're just feeling. You're not judging. Is this good? Is this bad? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? You know, and your mind then gets taken away, right? And sometimes then it goes into survival mode, and you know, the survival brain kicks in, and our nervous system gets ratcheted up, and in that place, we don't make as great decisions as we do if we're in a present calm. Now, you need a little bit of anxiety. Go back to my research. And that's been since, I think it was 1908 when I was discovered the inverted U, that you need some anxiety to perform your best. So, and it's like the flow, right? So you need, you know, you need some energy, but to get into that present moment and to calm the nervous system and to be able to really focus, doing a little mindful intervention will calm your nervous system. And that is good for stress, and it's good for our cardiovascular and respiratory systems.
Let me ask the people who are with us today, what do you do to tune in, to feel grounded with your back against your chair or your feet or even your breath? What is a go-to for you? What's something that works? Yeah. And we'll see what people put up, and we'll see what ideas, just what ideas popcorn, just from the people who are here with us today. Yeah. What do you like to do, Kelly? So if you're in the moment and you're about to write either a more high stress email, or you're about to go into a conversation where you're not totally sure, what's your go-to?
So there's a couple of them. I'm kind of high maintenance. Because my nervous system likes to ratchet up quick. So noticing my breath in and out. So at first, when I was encouraged to do meditation years ago, I'm like, that's not me, because if I sit down, I'm like feeling I'm not productive and I'm not getting things done and I got to go. And I found, though, with a daily meditation, even if it's 3-5 minutes, I get more done. It's a crazy kind of thing, but it's calming that brain down. And it's in those moments that sometimes really good thoughts come up. And again, non-judgmental. We want to judge ourselves because a thought will pop up, but that's just a thought. It doesn't mean we're a bad person or a bad meditator. It just means that thought popped up, and then just let it go. I like to pretend it's like in a bubble, and then it just goes. And but every time you bring your mind back to the present moment in the breath work, you increase your ability to focus. You increase your ability to be mindful. And so it's good for a thought to come, right? Because then you train your brain, nope, this is what we're doing. We're listening, or we're feeling our breath. But I use breathing a lot. And even just like when I was driving home from the lake, I was listening to a book, and I was kind of feeling some emotions. And so I was feeling my breath in and out. And I felt my shoulders relax. I felt my whole body relax, and I became centered.
I'm going to put this question up for the people with us today. How do you become more aware of the moment? Another way of saying it is, how do you become more present, or how do you become more mindful? But how do you become more aware of the moment? And I'll start reading off some of the comments that are coming in. here are what some things. Oh my gosh, this one's so beautiful. This Avinash says, listening to birds from the backyard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's so peaceful.
Yeah.
I'll bring up one that I know a few of my colleagues use, which is people have their watches or something beep them about every hour or every hour and a half, and they'll do things like stand up and just stretch in place where they are, or they'll do even, and Avinash's comment reminded me of this, they'll do looking out the window, so sort of looking to a distant spot just to get a break from where they are. So I never thought about these things that people do when they take little breaks, that it could be more awareness of the moment, that it could be more, hey, here's my body in the middle of my mind actively working at work.
Right. Yeah. And, if you believe your body, guides your brain, that's important to come back to the body. I too do the bird thing. When I'm at the lake, I sit on the glider and I just watch the birds. And now my granddaughter, who's 9 months now, she does it with me. but yeah, just to watch them. The other thing that the loving kindness meditation. And
tell us more about it.
Yeah. So we aren't, and this is another belief I have that I've learned over time that I think isn't real popular, is that, well, if you're loving and kind to yourself and have self-compassion, then you're letting yourself, not be disciplined, or it's you're going too easy on yourself. It's better to be more like, hey, you lazy, get up and go do something, versus the loving kindness and compassion to ourselves. And actually, when we're loving and kind to ourselves and really embed that, then we can be loving and kind to others. And we can't really be as loving and kind to others if we aren't loving and kind to ourselves. And so the more I work with this, the better I get at it, because it's easier to go to the negative, right? But, it's like that dieting yo-yo, right? Like beat yourself up into submission and then you lose some weight and then it comes back. And, but I think if we were, because we see all the negative stuff, but if we are thought about our bodies and our brains and our hair, everything as a loving part of ourselves, then how do you want to treat this loving, beautiful body, right? And you want to treat it with kindness. And in doing that, you eat healthier, or you exercise, or, you take that beautiful body out for a walk. And versus, oh, I have to do this because I have to lose weight, because I have to, fit into a dress, and, and rather that goes down to the negative way, and just loving on yourself is, I think, is more productive.
Here's what I'm noticing you saying. I'm noticing you saying there's something we can do in the moment, which is like this awareness. It can be the feet on the carpet, the back against the back of your back against the back of your chair. And there's something we can do more long term, which is to develop this attitude towards ourselves of, I really like your phrase, how can I take this beautiful body out for a walk?
Yeah, how can I show this beautiful body that I appreciate it for bringing me to work today? For how do I show these arms that I'm always, how do I show its appreciation for me giving me the ability to hug people I love, or to hold my children, right? And that's love and kindness toward yourself. And then we're less likely to judge others when we're being loving and kind to ourselves.
That makes sense. Just even from the point of view of a short fuse, if someone didn't get enough sleep, it's so much easier to interpret situations as much more intense than they may be. Right.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of loving kindness meditations out there, and it's just beautiful. It is. And my husband and I were sitting on the glider the other day watching the birds, and then I said, let's do this meditation, because I'm trying to get him to meditate with me, and he loved it. It was a loving kindness meditation. But
So would you like to say more about what a loving kindness meditation is? How does that?
Yeah. So, so you just, breathe in and out and inwardly whisper, or you could say it out loud, that you feel and sense and affirm yourself. So one of them is, may I be safe and protected and free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and contented. May I be healthy in the whole to whatever degree possible. May I experience ease of well-being. And it can just be, may I be safe and protected. May I be, and I choose to change happy to be joy-filled. May I be joy-filled. And may I experience ease of well-being. And then when you get comfortable with saying it to yourself for that, you might then think about someone you really dearly love, and then insert their name or them or he or she instead of may I. So may he feel, may he be safe from harm. May he be safe from fear. Maybe he live joy-filled, and then say that, and then someone neutral, and then you can go to then someone really feel a lot of affection for, and you're just kind of taking that compassion and putting it out into the world. And when you're doing that and you're giving other people compassion, it helps slow your mind down and gives you a sense of fulfillment, and it's easier to work when you're feeling that, okay, I love what's coming up in me and I want to spread it to others. And it's energizing.
That is so holistic. I'm so glad you've sort of walked us through that, so we can repeat. We can even watch this again and just walk through that for ourselves, for someone we care about, for a neutral party, and someone who we may not be as fond of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I this last one is it's become a go-to ever since I heard it. And Ram Dass I heard it from Rhonda McGee, but it's a just like me meditation, and it can be from anything, right? So you could say just like me at the end or at the beginning. I learned it at the beginning, and so that's how you get familiar with something. So you do it that way. But so it's often when I use it when I'm feeling myself become judgy. And there's a lot of judgment in the world now, and that's not the place where I do my best work. It doesn't help. It doesn't serve me, and it really causes a lot of stress within me. And so when I feel myself start to become judgy, I say, just like me, that person looks for love and wants love. Just like me, and it can be anything. It's just like things that come up in you. Just like me, this person has feelings and emotions. Just like me, this person has bad days. Just like me, this person feels pain. And then we connect with others, and not others in the negative sense, but our fellow human beings, in a way that it's like a mirror, they're just like me, really.
What is a situation in which either you or someone you have, a friend of yours or someone you have worked with, a leader that you've coached, what is a situation in which you've seen somebody use this?
So a couple things. I used it when I was on my paddleboard, and I saw a lot of flags that I didn't appreciate, political flags, and it was, it can be either way, right? But a lot of stories came up in me, and I was really, really angry, and it really affected me for multiple days. And I thought, how is this helping me? I even turned my flag upside down for distress, and then I started thinking, and I was working with clients, and we were talking about having self-compassion, and we were doing meditations of self-compassion and compassion for others and sending it out into the world. And I thought, oh, maybe I need to do this. So I got back on my paddleboard and I went down this cove where there were a bunch of those flags. And I just said, love and love and compassion, just like me. Just like me, they want to live in a beautiful world. Just like me, they have opinions. Just like me, they want love. And it really calmed me down. And I got back and turned my flag right side up. And then I was able to really get to work and doing good work. But it was just really weighing on my head. So it's really slowing me down in my work. Yeah. And I've talked with clients about doing this before feedback, right? Or, that just like me, this person has made mistakes, or just like me, this person wants to give the best to the company. And, and then it puts you in a light of, oh, yeah.
Or even in the moment with feedback, just like me, it may be a little uncomfortable for my manager to be telling me what they're about to tell me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so it's a way to calm us down. And it really takes it like I'll go past the house and I'm like, really? They leave their trash, whatever. Right. And then I'm like, just like me, when I go into the house, sometimes I forget, or sometimes they forget that there's things out front. Right. Because you get in your house and you forget that, oh yeah, I meant to pick that up. Yeah. Right. And then you realize, oh yeah.
Kelly, this is so great. I have 2 comments before I ask you for any closing thoughts. One is, I think what's so cool about this broadcast is it's the kind I think that I and others can listen to again and again. You're literally walking us through these exercises. And then the 2 comments are, tell me if I've got them right. I heard 4 different techniques. Mm-hmm. So one technique, the first one was awareness, your body, where you are. Just announcing to people, please be aware, one of my kids is printing something on the printer that's just near my computer. So here we go, more awareness. So one was awareness. The next was the next one? It was breathing. Mm-hmm. Yes. So awareness of where you are, and then breathing. And breathing, it seemed, was very tied with self-compassion, just being aware of being self-compassionate.
Yeah. But it's just the breathing in and out, just being, even noticing, because we forget, right, that we're breathing because it's an autonomic response. And so the fact that we're tuned into it then gets us front and center.
Yeah. So awareness, breathing, then a loving kindness meditation, or any meditation that really speaks to us feeling kind towards ourselves. Mm-hmm. And then a loving kindness meditation towards others, which, as you mentioned, at least someone who we care about, a neutral person, and someone who we don't feel as fond of. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then the last one that you mentioned is the just like me. And do you call it a just like me meditation, a just like me thought process? What do you refer to?
Yeah, just like me meditation. Yeah. And you can do it in groups. You can do it with partners, and you say these things out loud and really look at each other, and it really brings people together.
Yeah. That's awesome. And my final comment is, we've just been having a few comments from people who are with us today saying, lovely, wonderful. And this one person said, I have moved away from my Gmail, which I was checking while listening, to be present, fully present with this episode. So thank you for that. Very fun. As we close today, what is a closing thought that you have for the people who have been with us today?
Yeah. So we think we need to go 100 miles an hour to get our work done, when in reality, taking time to slow down will speed us up.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sure. This is always fun with you, Senya.
This is awesome. This one, I feel calm after speaking with you today.
Good.
Thank you so much. We have been here with Kelly Beischel. We are here every day, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, and we invite you back. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. It was fun.